Hedgerows dominate the lowland landscape of Ireland. Based on surveys undertaken in the Republic and in Northern Ireland, there could be as much as 500,000 kilometres of hedgerow on the island. They are a fabulous resource. Hedgerows can play a part in sustainable agricultural systems. They also help in maintaining the biodiversity of the countryside. They provide food and fuel, improve air and water quality, reduce soil erosion, and as carbon stores, they play a part in helping reduce climate change. This video is an introduction to the principles of hedgerow management and should help you to read our hedges and manage them in a way that maximises the benefit for the farmer and for wildlife. Despite their natural appearance, most hedgerows are not natural features at all. They are the result of man's desire to enclose land with fixed boundaries. Hedgerows are artificial, dynamic habitats and change in structure as the plants that form them age. Hedge plants want to spread to become woodland, but we want to keep them as linear boundaries. This is why hedgerow management is necessary. To manage hedgerow plants, we need to understand how they respond to being cut or injured. The ultimate drive of the plant is to grow up in order to flower and fruit and to propagate itself. Plants need light to grow. Some plants, like holly, have evolved to grow underneath other trees and are very tolerant of shade. Understanding the mechanics of plant growth helps us to achieve our management objectives. When we are deciding on the management of any hedge, we need to think of three things. Firstly, the function. What is it that you want the hedge to do? Secondly, the composition. What species is the hedge made up of? And thirdly, the condition. What stage of the management cycle is the hedge in? In general, thorny species respond well to trimming, but many of the smoothwood species like ash, elder and sallies tend to have more open growth, and it's difficult to maintain them with a dense structure. The start point for management is assessing the current condition of the hedge. Hedgerows are living features which change in structure over time as shrubs and trees age. It isn't possible to keep a hedge in the same stage of its development indefinitely. Hedges need to be rejuvenated periodically to keep them dense and vigorous, and to prevent the stems from aging and dying off. This cycle of rejuvenation would need to be carried out every 15 to 20 years. But routine management can extend the length of the management cycle to 30 or even 40 years, reducing long-term management costs. In assessing hedgerow condition, we need to determine where our hedge is in the cycle of management. Most hedges tend to be either overmanaged or neglected completely. Overmanaged hedgerows have been repeatedly cut to the same shape for so long that gaps have appeared and the plants have lost their vigour. Neglected hedgerows, on the other hand, have grown unchecked and are reverting to becoming lines of trees. A hedgerow that has reached either of these extremes will need rejuvenating. Trimming and rejuvenation are not competing management options. They are complementary parts of the same management cycle. Where the hedge is dense and has plenty of stems, routine management through trimming can maintain this thick growth for many years. Trimming a few centimetres further out each time is the key to allowing the hedge to grow without putting it under damaging stress. Cutting back to the same point each time will, over a period of years, lead to severe damage to the hedgerow. So cutting a little further out each time encourages the hedge to branch and reduces the risk of a trim line forming, which can restrict future growth. When trimming, maximise the amount of light that can get to the base of the hedge. This means you will need to trim so that the hedge is wider at the bottom and narrow at the top to stop it shading itself out at the base. Whatever trimming regime is followed, at some time the hedgerow will need to be rejuvenated from the base and the cycle of healthy growth restarted. Where hedges require rejuvenation, we need to assess which rejuvenation option is the most suitable. Laying should be seen as the preferred option, as it forms a better hedge and is more beneficial for wildlife. Prior to rejuvenation by laying, managed hedges should be entered into a non-intervention period to allow them to grow to 3 to 4 metres in height to make them suitable for laying. Here we look at 2 hedgerows, one at either extreme. In both examples, coppicing is the only management option available and is one that also allows gaps to be planted up. Neither of the hedgerows is suitable for laying. The first has too few stems, while the second one has stems that are not only too far apart, but also too large to be laid. Over-trimmed hedges with sufficient stems can be let up ready to be laid. Hedges in good structural condition can be routinely trimmed. Once they start becoming leggy, they need to be laid. This hedge is reverting to a line of trees and will need coppicing. Unmanaged over a long period, what was once a hedge is now a line of trees. The key to successful hedgerow management is knowing your objectives and understanding how plants grow and respond to cutting combined with careful observation. Learn how to read your hedges and to take action in good time.